Looks like we walked in here into the dental program. Really impressive. I mean, really high-end, looks like really modern facilities. And you're the teacher, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you were just telling me a little bit about, what's your background?
I was a practicing dentist here in Las Vegas for almost 30 years.
Wow.
Retired from dentistry and started teaching in the school district here. The school district wanted to open up a dental assisting program, so I just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
So what do you think about this program?
Wonderful program for kids. I wish I'd had something like it when I was young.
Yeah. Yeah. What can you tell me about this?
It's a functioning dental office. We have 3 operatories,
Okay.
just like in a regular office. We have a bench here where kids can work on the mannequin heads.
Okay.
On the far wall, we have a dental laboratory area where they have model trimmers, places to pour up models.
Let's go on over there and see what we got.
This is the lab bench area.
And so this is what they actually, what do they do here?
It's a set of teeth. When they first start, they learn the morphology or the shapes and the structures of the teeth, the names, the numbers, how to identify each tooth, where it belongs to the mouth, how they function. Along the back wall here, you see model trimmers and vibrators and lathes.
So I don't know what trimmers are. What does something like this do?
Well, when you make a plaster model of the teeth, such as you see up here,
You got to trim it
they
down.
have to be trimmed down. They're big
Oh,
blobs
okay.
of plaster and stone. They
So
have to be trimmed.
so by the time a student leaves this program, can they actually work as a dental assistant?
Yes, they can. A lot of them actually get jobs even during their internships or senior year. They wind up with jobs. They get hired.
So there's a certification, I would imagine.
No, they're actually in dental assisting. There doesn't exist any kind of certification.
Okay.
There's a
But you got to know what you're doing.
there's a certified dental assisting certification that you can get by taking a written test from
Okay.
the Dental Assisting National Board.
Wow.
Makes it a little better to make a little more money is all. But you can go right to work once you graduate from this program.
Are there many jobs out there to be dental assistants, or?
Yes, actually in dental assisting there still is quite a bit. Dentistry not quite so much as there used to be. It's very competitive.
Correct,
Dental
yes.
assisting, what we teach here, is very high demand.
Wow. And
This is a sterilization area you see over here.
oh wow, right here.
All the autoclave and functioning sterilizing
But
equipment.
is there certification to use sterilizers, or
No, as long as you're trained professionally.
As long as you're trained. Wow. How many kids do you have in the program here?
Well, seniors this year we have 29. Juniors I have 36.
Wow. And your ratio, you teach what, 5 classes here per day?
I teach 1 class of junior. We have 6 classes per day. It's on the block schedules.
Okay. And then last but not least, what do you guys actually do here in the chairs?
Kids learn to polish each other's teeth like the polishing you get after cleaning by the hygienist.
Right.
They learn to take x-rays on each other. They learn to take impressions of each other's mouths.
Real x-rays.
Real x-rays,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
They have to be 18 to actually take them in the state of Nevada, but a lot of the kids senior year turn to 18 years.
Amazing program. Well, thank you, doctor, so much for
My pleasure.
sharing your awesome program. I wish I had these type of great programs in San Diego County. They don't.
Well, keep hoping they will pretty soon, huh?
Thank you. This is really interesting. What do we got going on in this room?
This is our certified nursing assistant program area.
Right. I'm sure there's a great need with all the older population, right?
Absolutely. And during their senior year, they do their clinicals in a facility, and they get all of their training while they're at school, and they're able to take the state test at the end of their senior year.
Okay, so that not only could they just, CNA is kind of low level, but I'm sure many of these, they could start there, but then work their way up into like a vocational nurse, RN, and
Yeah, they become
LVN,
an LPN,
yeah.
they can become
RN.
a registered nurse.
Right.
And a lot of the kids are using this as their first step in the medical field.
Sure. And it looks, I mean, you guys have great modern facilities. I mean, you know, this is amazing. So it's just really, really awesome. A great professional learning environment, how you can shower the people, and washing facilities, and how they actually probably roll the patients and the whole thing, right?
Yes, everything.
Wow. Take blood pressure. Look at this. Just
They already have them
an amazing
putting up the walls
environment.
when I was hired. And
We're here in another room in this great school. What's your name?
My name is Vicki Smith.
And what do you do here?
I am a respiratory therapist. I've been a respiratory therapist since 1972.
And what do you teach here?
And I teach respiratory therapy, beginning respiratory therapy skills to high schoolers.
Okay.
Getting
And
them ready to go out to post-secondary respiratory schools and or other careers in medicine.
okay, so when they leave this program as a senior, do they have anything actually school to career, or is everything a continuance?
Unfortunately, no, there is no school to career in respiratory, but they have an advantage if they go to the community college respiratory program because they will give them extra points on entering.
How long is that program?
2 years.
2 years.
And then can sit for the licensure test, which one of them is certification, the other one is registry.
Okay.
And they can work in the field while they go on and finish their bachelor's in the same program for 2 more years.
Oh, wow.
And then they're working while they're going to school because they no longer have to do an internship. Their work is their internship.
And what do we got down here? It looks like
We have our little mini hospital that is set up. We have a
neonatal.
neonatal unit.
Right here.
These little babies here have CPAP on them, which is a pretty standard type of treatment in the NICU unit for for babies that are born with breathing
Okay.
difficulties.
And what about down here? What do we
And
have?
down here, I have a CPR Annie that we do CPR on, and I have other mannequins
Wow.
that we can place at various positions so we can work on them. And the students know this is what this is. Here is a chest vest. So for cystic fibrosis students or patients, this is their lifeline.
Sure.
This shakes them every morning and the afternoon, usually twice a day, loosening the secretions.
Right. And let me ask you, you were telling me you actually got to design the room.
I actually, when they found out I was a respiratory therapist and I was working in the high school teaching a health career class,
Right.
they asked me to sit with the architects, design the room,
Right.
order all the equipment,
Wow.
write the equipment, write the curriculum, and actually now teach in it.
Wow. So this is great. They didn't have an administrator to mess it all up. Really.
field.
And what's the pay out there about?
Pay, starting pay is around $45,000. When
Wow.
I left the field, I'll tell you, I was making $85,000 to $100,000 a year.
Wow. Incredible.
So
Well,
the sky's the limit. They can do air ambulance, they can do hyperbaric, they can be a respiratory therapist in the hospital, they could be a home care.
Right.
They could be on various teams that go around the world like public health and so forth.
Sure.
We are needed everywhere.
well, thank you so much for sharing.